In a game that the Giants desperately need to win to avoid falling 2 games under 500, this is going to be a tough one. But this is actually a winnable game, despite the circumstances around it. Y'all already know what the deal is. It's your boy Philly, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another New York Giants preview video. Obviously, this Monday, we'll be taking on the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football. And like I said before, this is going to be a tricky game, but this is one of those games that the Giants can win. Now, to start off with, the Giants are already coming to this game, unfortunately, with some bad news. Saquon Barkley looking like he won't be playing Monday, as he is listed as doubtful to play. There is a good chance he could play Sunday when I think we play the Bills, or the Dolphins. One of those teams. I think it's the Dolphins, though. So there's a chance he could be back for that game. Andrew Thomas is also listed as out for that game as well. So obviously, we're going to be missing 2 of our key pieces automatically in that game. On a somewhat of a good note, Azeez Ojulari, the guy who I think is still our best pass rusher on his defensive line outside of Dexter Lawrence, is going to be back in this game. So that's a really good sign too, I think. So yeah, we're getting somebody back at least from the injury report. Seahawks, however, are not going into this game 100% either, as a lot of their guys in their secondary are facing injuries. Tariq Woolen, but I think he's going to be playing. Kobe Bryant? I think he was as doubtful. Another guy, I think his name is Trey Brown, is also listed as doubtful. And I think Julian Love, the former Giant, by the way, is also questionable or either doubtful to play. I think one of those guys. They're also going to be missing 2 guys in their own line. I think Abraham Lucas has been dealing with an injury, and Charles Cross has also been dealing with an injury. So, like I said, the Seahawks, they're banged up. We're banged up too, in a way. So, like I said, the Seahawks are going to be going to this game at somewhat of a disadvantage on their O-line. And for this game, if the Giants ever wanted to finally open this offense even a little bit, this is the game to do it. They're going into an offense, or they're going into a defense that's not particularly good in anything. They're one of the worst teams against the pass, and they're one of the worst teams against the run. We don't have Saquon Barkley, but this is the chance to finally use Matt Breida, finally a chance to use Gary Brightwell, since Saquon is hurt. I mean, we couldn't do it in the 49ers game because obviously way better defense, way different breed. They're like one of the best teams against the run. And then, like I said, with that secondary being banged up, they're going to be, like I said, at a disadvantage. So this is the chance to finally open up that offense to guys like Jalen Hyatt, guys like Darren Waller, guys like Wan'Dale Robinson, who, got a few catches in the game against the 49ers. Even finally start using Sterling Shepard, Paris Campbell, and Darius Slayton even a little bit more. So if the Giants want to do that, I think this is the time and this is the place for them to finally do that, especially going into a game against the Dolphins where you need to get some momentum going against one of the best teams in the league at this point. This is also the chance for the defensive line of the Giants to finally step up, specifically guys like Kayvon Thibodeau, guys like Azeez Ojulari. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from guys like Dexter Lawrence and guys like Leonard Williams, because I know they're going to show up, but it matters more when you have guys like Kayvon Thibodeau, who hasn't done much lately, and guys like Azeez Ojulari, who's coming back from injury. Now, I don't know if Azeez is going to be on a snap count quite yet, saying that he's just not coming back, but if he isn't, I fully expect him to, be playing at his best ability the way he should be, but he's not injured going against the offensive line. So hopefully we do see that more in this game if he is not on a snap count. And with Kayvon Thibodeau, this is the guy that, pretty much said primetime loves him. You're going to be on primetime on Monday Night Football. I mean, if there is ever a chance that you wanted to prove that primetime actually loves you, this is your chance to do it. Go in this game against a banged up Seahawks offensive line and prove that primetime loves you. Get a sack or 2, get some tackles for loss. Do something, because for the past couple weeks, you have not looked good at the pass rush position at all. So this is the chance to do it, right now. This is the chance to finally prove that you're worth a top 5 pick. Even going against a banged up offensive line, this is the chance to where the point you have to prove yourself, Kayvon. Now, I'm talking about the Seahawks offensive line, but I keep forgetting their offense is going to be really high-powered. Obviously, you got Kenneth Walker, one of the best and fastest running backs in the league, in my opinion. And then you got their receiving core full of guys like Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Jack Smith-Njigba, a.k.a. the guy that I wanted so bad during the draft, and we did not get him, unfortunately. So that's obviously one guy you got to keep in mind for that pick as well. So Their offense is going to be really high powered, even if their defense is not exactly, or their offensive line is not exactly holding up for them, because Geno Smith is a guy who tends to play good under pressure, finds his passing lanes even when he's under pressure. So that is going to be something that Giants have to work on and watch out for going into this game. But I'm honestly looking forward to some of these matchups with the corners going into this game. I have to imagine that either Deontay Banks or Trey Hawkins will be covering DK Metcalf. I would have to imagine that Adoree Jackson is going to be on, Tyler Lockett? I have to imagine that. Maybe he might be on Adoree Jackson. I don't know how exactly that's going to go, because I think Adoree Jackson typically plays the fastest corners or the fastest receivers on the team. So we'll see, I guess, Monday what exactly he'll be on, but I have to imagine it's going to be on Tyler Lockett. Maybe DK, but who knows? I'm leaning towards Tyler Lockett, though. And we're going against, not too good of a pass rush in the Seahawks. So this is a game where I expect the offensive line to not get as dominated as they did last against the 49ers. But maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe I'm being a little too optimistic in our chance in this game. But this is a game where they should be able to hold up well against this Seahawks pass rush. I'm not saying the Seahawks pass rush is horrible. I'm not trying to talk down on them. But I'm saying this is a game where they should not get dominated overall like against the Cowboys or the 49ers. This is a game where they should hold up well, in my opinion. I'd honestly be more optimistic if we had Andrew Thomas playing. But Ben Bredeson is coming back, which is a slight, upgrade, but at the end of the day, you still want to be very cautious when trying to be optimistic about this O-line. Now, looking at the Seahawks secondary, like I said at the beginning of this video, they should be getting Tariq Woolen back. I think he was questionable at one point, but I think he should be back this week. Jamal Adams, I think Daniel Jones has nightmares about that guy. Will be back for sure. I know that much, but I think they will be losing guys like Artie Burns, Kobe Bryant, and Trey Brown. Those are 2-3 guys that they will be without this game with. And I think Julian Love should possibly be back. Oh boy, that is going to be an interesting one for sure if Julian Love is playing in this game. The fact that the offensive line is not the thing I'm worried about the most going into this game. It's the fact that the Giants can't tackle. And you're going to a game facing Kenneth Walker, a guy who knows he can break tackles. So imagine what he's going to do to these linebackers, our safeties, going into this game when we're trying to tackle them. That's what I worry about the most. A guy like DK Metcalf, who we know can break some tackles, that is going to be one that we have to worry. But the Giants have had 10 days to prepare for this game. 10 days. I don't see any reason whatsoever why they should go into this game sloppy and unprepared. You have time to game plan for this team. You have time to find their weaknesses. You have time to find their strengths. So I don't see any reason whatsoever why you should go into this game looking sloppy as ever. If you do, there needs to be some talk about the coaches and personnel going into this game, and if they actually prepared us for this game. Honestly, if we get blown out, I'm going to have a concern. If we keep it close, I'm still going to be upset, but at least we kept it close. We didn't get blown out. At least it looks like we were somehow prepared for this team. But if we go into this game looking sloppy overall, there are going to be some questions I have about this personnel for this team. So going to this game, I want to see these 3 things. I want to see the Giants take some shots. Like I said, you're going against a Seahawks secondary that is one of the worst in the leagues against the pass. They're okay against the run, I guess, but against the pass, this is where they need to take some shots. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the league right now, so this is where they need to take some shots. They've given up 29.3 points per game this season, so the Giants need to score. They need to make some shots downfield, get Jalen Hyatt involved. These are a few things they need to do in this game if they want any chance at winning, which they do have a chance at winning. They just need to make the right adjustments, the right game plans, and focus coming to this game. Like I said, even though Seattle is a pretty good team against the run, the Giants still need to find some way and incorporate Matt Breida, incorporate Gary Brightwell. Even if you want to throw Eric Gray into the mix, those is another guy that you want to get into the mix and possibly get involved in this game. And the Seahawks apparently have one of the worst pressure ratings in the league. This is why I'm putting so much emphasis on this O-line as to why they should not get dominated. They're one of the worst teams at creating pressure. The Giants, while their pass rush can be better, they're actually about 16th, which is, middle of the pack, basically. While the Seahawks, they're one of the worst. They're one of the worst against pressures. So that's something that Giants need to make sure that their offensive line does not make this Seahawks defensive line get momentum and make it look way better than what it is. So one thing the Giants, I think they need to do on the defensive side of the ball, put pressure on Geno Smith, because really, that's the only thing you can do. Geno Smith is not a guy who turns the ball over a lot, not a guy who makes a lot of mistakes in this Seahawks offense. So that's one thing the Giants are going to have to focus on in this game, make Geno Smith pressured. So far this season, the Rams have been the only team to put pressure on Geno Smith, and you saw what the result was. They lost the game. If the Giants can do that, they have a chance. If they don't, then Geno Smith is going to make life hell for this Giants defense. And you might even say Kenneth Walker and everybody else on that offense is going to make hell for this Giants defense. But anyways, you guys let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on this game and what are your feelings going to this game at this point. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about this game. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that down below in the description. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Tap the bell icon for future Giants content. Hopefully I'll have my recap video out Monday so we can be back to normal schedule and continue to do this at least while I can. If you see my community section, you know what's going on. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Mask gon' fuck it, 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 mask got 50 likes and Randolph tryna blast off, he wasn't in the face. In my way, for a nigga better go pray. I'ma send kill where you stay. Walk him down, a little nigga, a minor with a micro Drake. The drop him, we score, nigga, no one play.